For all you people saying fake news and my God, today, with the Medicaid cuts, nursing homes are dropping off the elderly and our veterans at homeless shelters. And for all you people saying fake news and prove it, bang, right here it is. A simple Google search will tell you that President Trump's new, sweet, beautiful bill has all these Medicaid cuts. And it's going to be our veterans. It's going to be people living with Alzheimer's. It's going to be people who have worked their whole lives for this country, for this effing country. And now this is how we're going to repay them when their bodies are broke down and they are literally unable to take care of themselves. Wow. When I thought this country could not sink any lower, hey, MAGA, is this what you voted for? Oh my God. Does this make you happy, MAGA? I mean, are you celebrating now, MAGA? I haven't seen any of your videos lately, MAGA. You MAGA mother trick and trackers make me so fucking sick. I literally am disgusted by every single one of you. I hope that you guys have the day and the week and the month and the year you deserve.
So my mom just lost coverage through Medicaid for what is probably the most important medication in her regimen. And all I gotta say, whether this is to my family, my friends, or acquaintances, if you voted for anybody in this administration, I hope you fucking choke.
I don't think a lot of people understand the volume of people that are going to die if Medicaid gets taken away. That means elderly people who use Medicaid to pay for their nursing home. I guess they're just going to throw them out onto the street. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. That means people who use Medicaid to pay for their chemotherapy can no longer access it. That means people who use Medicaid to pay for their diabetes care no longer can access it. And that means that I think it's 4 out of 10 births in America not going to be covered anymore because 4 out of every 10 births is paid for by Medicaid. And one thing that I don't see a lot of people talking about is the people who are not on Medicaid yet but would need to access it in the future. Because those people, you've already signed their death sentence as well. There are a lot of people in this country who have stayed with abusive family members or stayed with abusive partners because they need financial assistance. And going out on their own, they can't afford it. When you take away safety nets like Medicaid, guess what? You're signing their death warrant. Because then they're in the position of, do I stay and have access to private insurance, but maybe die by the hands of my abuser or through negligence of my family members who are supposed to be my caretakers? Or do I go out on my own where I can afford nothing, not housing, not food, and definitely not medical care, and then just die that way?
I have another thing to read here for you guys. Medicaid was called, it usually means changes that would reduce government-funded healthcare coverage for millions of low-income Americans. That is exactly what I said, because this is an avenue for low-income earners to benefit, but they are no longer benefiting because it has been cut off. It has been cut off. I feel for the poor masses, honestly. Trump doesn't care. Like I do say, he is just after his pocket. He's after his billionaire friends. He's after his billionaire families. You can imagine a president for that matter.
In case you forgot, we pay for Medicare. Yep. Go check your pay stub. We pay for it. So where are the cuts coming from? Where are they going?
Okay. So I want to just go over what happened with that letter I got yesterday about my Medicaid. I had no idea that my account was they called it a review. However, when I logged into my account online last night, it said that I did not need to reapply until February of next year. So when they tell you that these Medicaid cuts are not going to happen until the end of next year, they're full of shit. Just so we're clear, they are reviewing people's accounts and kicking people off Medicaid right now. And I know this because I'm one of those people. So if you are on any of these programs and you have access online, if I were you, my best advice to you would be to always log on and look and see what's going on with your account. I had no idea that a new application had been submitted for me because I did not submit it. I don't need to until February, but they've already kicked me off the program. So, and my son, who was a 19-year-old high school senior, they have put him on his own account as an adult. He is also autistic, and his Medicaid ends October 1st. So there you have it. There you have the big, beautiful pile of shit bill in a nutshell. And this is going to happen to millions of people, and it has already started. Thanks, MAGA. This is what you voted for.
I kept wondering what came over MAGA voters, MAGA supporters, people that were supporting Trump, that made them to cut off the Medicaid and the Medicare. Medicaid is a U.S. government health insurance program that helps people with low income pay for medical care. It is mainly available to low-income adults, people with disabilities. Medicaid can cover services such as doctor visits, hospital stays, prescription medications, medical health care, nursing home care for eligible people, and preventive care. These are the benefits of this Medicaid, but people had the mind to vote for someone that will cut it off. Now it's off. They are now crying on social media platforms. You can just see how some people behave. Keep watching, guys.
So RFK Jr. just announced that they're cutting off Medicaid funding to California and Minnesota, and he claims it's like a punishment for the Medicaid fraud that was committed in Minnesota and in California. He threw out it happening under Governor Walz's, watch, and then under incoming Governor Becerra's watch. And I just got to tell you, this is going to fucking backfire wildly. Forget the fact that this administration got its position, took over the White House because of fraud. That every chapter of every book in the instructions on how to run this administration contains the word fraud. That this is nothing but a fraud machine and a fraud economy that's in that White House. Forget all of that. This administration is interfering with midterm elections. That's what's happening. They've got governor races, they're trying to win. They've got House and Senate races, they're trying to win. They are destroying the economy and everything. They've got nothing to run on, and so they're propagandizing the fraud that took place in these two states. Forget the fact that both of the Democratic administrations identified the fraud and prosecuted them pretty quickly. Here's why it's going to fucking backfire. Because there's a shit ton of Republicans on Medicaid. If you look up the 3 counties in Minnesota and in California, each of them, that have the highest number of Medicaid recipients, all of those counties are red. I want you guys to sit on that information for a second. Because we talk about red states having some of the highest Medicaid recipients, but now we're talking about blue states where the highest number of recipients are in red counties. Everybody think about that, okay? But you're going to piss off these voters of yours, these Trump voters. If their Medicaid gets cut off because you're trying to win those races in those 2 states, I don't know. Taking a big risk. But I'm going to end with this. The do-nothing Democrats that we have left that are still facing primary elections, I think there's like 18 more states holding primary elections. If we don't bring in even more Democratic socialists and progressives to build numbers going into midterms, nobody's going to prosecute what this administration just did. Because using Medicaid funding as a midterm tool, as a political tool to try to win elections, seems pretty awful fucking criminal to me. Crazy.
So they did it. They finally cut Medicaid. I'm an emergency medicine doctor, and this is something that the Republicans have been talking about for decades. They finally got to it. 16 million people predicted to be kicked off health insurance over the upcoming years. 55,000 yearly preventable deaths because of this. Are already crowded. They're about to get much more crowded. If you have no health insurance, the only place you can get care is an emergency department. So lots of people are going to show up to. From the ERs, we also discharge quite frequently to nursing homes and skilled nursing facilities, most of which are covered by Medicaid. And so now that 1 in 4 nursing homes are going to close, we're not going to have any place for those patients to go to. They're going to be in hospitals longer, and once again, hospitals are going to be more crowded. This is really bad. I wish there was a way to sugarcoat it, but this is really bad.
A lot of MAGA voters are not just crying, they are wailing very well. They didn't expect all those things. Now, a particular lady that is crying in the video you guys watched earlier on lost her mom, all these things, because if the care has been there, those little cares that she gets from the hospital could have kept her. But no. Please subscribe to this channel. A lot of people have been watching this channel and have not subscribed. Please subscribe to this channel. Subscription is solely free. It's just a way for you to be getting updates whenever videos are dropped on this channel. Moving on, guys. Medicare, Medicaid, whichever one it is, it's a very wonderful initiative that Trump have cut off. Trump have, to him, it's none of his business. It is not valuable, it's not needed, and he just ended it like that. You can imagine. You can imagine. People can be heartless. Define heartlessness for me, if not this. This man is mean. When I say mean, he is mean. One thing that the poor masses will benefit, one thing that a poor man, a poor woman, a middle-aged, middle-class citizen will benefit, you just ended it. With no reasons at all. With no tangible reasons at all. It's so painful that a lot of people have been affected negatively with this Medicare, Medicaid that have been cut off. Some people don't have the money to visit hospitals again, they stay at home, being sick. They die off because there's no money to go to the hospital. You can't go to the hospital and doctors will treat you for free. No. They have families to take care of. They have families to fed for.